What is going on, all you beautiful people of the internet? Sean here, back at it again with another PC repair video. Today, the computer we're going to be fixing is my brother's. He said he hasn't been using it for a while, and then he went to go use it, and go figure, it don't work. We're going to take a look at that, and hopefully we can fix it, figure it out, diagnose the issues. But before we get into any of that, we need some coffee. Insert coffee montage. Well, when it burns your lip just right, yeah, that's fire. Let's get started. At this point, I plugged in the BIOS speaker and I got no beeps, but fans were spinning and it seemed like there was actually life in the system, but I needed to go deeper. So I took the RAM sticks out just to see if I could get any sort of beeps out of the speaker, and
Juicy.
so after hearing the motherboard beep from a lack of RAM sticks, I decided to look into other possibilities such as the GPU. I took it out, put it in a test system, and I know drivers weren't installed at the time of filming, but I did install some drivers, tested out a couple games, and it ran perfectly fine. It was all good. I even had to use a Molex to 8-pin adapter, but the GPU still worked perfectly fine. Next, I moved on to the CMOS battery to see what that would measure to, and it measured to 3 volts. I think typically it's supposed to go anywhere from 3 to 3.3 volts, but I don't think this is the issue either. So I don't actually have footage of it, but I took the motherboard out of the case, put the RAM sticks back in real quick, and tried to see if I could get a post with the graphics card in too. And I got absolutely nothing, still the same result, so then I decided to take off the heatsink and take a look at the CPU. I apologize for the awkward shot in this footage, but I'm still trying to figure out the best way to film these videos, so please bear with me. But I ended up taking off the heatsink, which was a little awkward. It's not an average heatsink, it's like a Thermaltake UX100, I believe. So it was a little awkward getting this thing off, but I got it off. The thermal paste was still pretty good. There was a good bit on there still, so I don't think the CPU was like overheating in like 5 seconds, causing the system not to even post. But after getting the heatsink off and taking a look at the CPU, this is where things get really interesting. I've never seen this before. There's actually rust near the CPU socket, and that's very scary. I've never seen that before in my life. Let me know in the comments if you guys ever seen something like this before. It's very weird, and I feel like this is the potential issue. But I kept looking over the entire motherboard, and it didn't look like there was really any damage, like no blown capacitors or nothing obvious of that sort. I did try to clean the board off with some alcohol to see if that would help, and still no fix at all. No post or nothing. So after getting this far, I decided that it could be one of two things, either the motherboard or the CPU. So it was really a guessing game because I didn't have no extra spare parts to test with. So it was get one, see if it worked, and return it if it wasn't the issue. So we went down the route of CPU because given the fact that the motherboard still produced beeps, I thought there was potential for life in it. But we got a new CPU, it didn't work, so we ended up just getting a new motherboard. Actually, finding a new motherboard for this generation of Intel CPUs was a little bit difficult because they were all very high priced, and finding the exact same one, it was pretty difficult to find, so ended up going with this one. The ASRock H510M-HDV/M.2 SE. That is a mouthful. But it has almost all of the same features except it doesn't have onboard Wi-Fi. So I got to work putting everything together with the new motherboard. Well, everybody, we're getting towards the outro portion of this video. No new issues have come up with the new motherboard. Everything seems to be fixed. Seems to just be a hardware issue. Let me know if you guys ever seen anything like this, because this for sure is a first for me. Like, the only time I've ever seen rust in or on a computer is when it was left outside in the rain. I'm not too sure how moisture managed to get up into a system like that. Definitely a brutal blow, but yeah, very odd. Yeah, M.2 drive is fully detected, picked up, everything's working just fine, games run fine. Another thing I did want to add on is during the making of this video, I tested out the old motherboard like one last time just to see what would happen, because it's been sitting around for like a good couple of weeks, you know, I guess just drying out, I could say, and it actually posted.
Whoa.
Like, I put all the parts back in there and it posted, but the M.2 drive did not show up somehow. So it wasn't being detected at all. I tried both slots, but nothing fixed it. If you guys like this type of content, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and once again, make sure to leave a comment on your guys' thoughts, because I really want to hear what y'all have to say about it. Because I've been working on computers for years. I've never seen nothing like this. This is definitely a new one for me. That's all I have to say, so hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, have a good day, and peace out. See y'all.